Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's do the NBA exit interview for the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls finished 31 and 51. They finished 12th in the East, but they got the fourth overall pick in the draft this year. Clint, give me one of your pros for the Bulls.
I think we've seen it. He obviously has his limitations, but Josh Giddey, he's maybe better than I expected. I mean, he got up to 36% from three. Now a lot of that is like catch and shoot, but he had some games where I watched where he was hitting them off the dribble. But to just see him continue to like grow his game, 17, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 turnovers, not bad. Like, I think we knew he was a good player, right? He showed flashes in Oklahoma City. He's kind of solidified himself as one of those guys in the league that can create offense, handle the ball. He's big. So if this is the way you're going to go for the Bulls, if you're going to kind of build this way, we can get to the obvious cons defensively of his game, but he's kind of taken steps to like not fall off. Some of these guys just fall off the cliff. Give him credit. He's gotten up to 36% from three. So even if you get some more ball handlers on this team, he's a guy now that they're still going to leave him open and test him. But if you can be consistent at 36% on these open threes, I think for the Bulls, you can build around this type of player with it makes it harder, but if you build the right team around it.
Yeah, totally agree. I had Giddy down as well. And what's so funny is with the Thunder when they lost Williams and Mitchell, it's like actually they could really use a Josh Giddey right now, somebody to handle the ball. But with that, he provided like the up tempo of their offense, which was the Bulls positive for the Bull. They had one of the fastest paced offenses in the league. I think that led to like entertaining watching them, especially at the start of the season. It looked like they were off to a hot start. I think they started 6-1. And then, so you thought like maybe, oh, they're going to get into play. And Giddey had like a couple games where he had like 30 points, 29, 20, like, so it was a really fun start of the season for the Bulls. Maybe you were wondering that, hey, like maybe things are going to change. And then it kind of came, back to the norm. But that was kind of a pro for the season for the Bulls is just with the Giddey, the up-tempo offense and the hot start to the season.
For sure.
Give me another pro.
Buzelis.
I have him down too. Yeah.
He has kind of like that attitude that you like he's kind of unheralded. But that dude has a motor, attacks the hoop. Again, limited shooting wise. He had some stretches where he got a couple months where he got close to 40% from three. But he's only like a 78% free throw shooter. So I don't know that he's ever going to be like a great shooter. But if he can creep that up, add that to his game, but his ball handling, attacking for his size, he's a real nice player. Like it's kind of cool to see these guys that kind of come out, and I don't want to say come out of nowhere because people knew of him, but he's kind of an under radar guy, and to see him develop his game and to have that, like, I'm going to the hoop type of mentality, I think the Bulls have something there. Again, between him and Giddey, we'll get to it. You've got to build a certain team, so that's going to be the challenge for them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He went from 8 points last year to 16, so he doubled his points, and he averaged 1.5 blocks a game. So even like his ability, and I remember seeing this when the Pistons played him. His ability, he's not like a great defender, but man, is he a good like roam blocker? He'll just come and get a block here and there out of nowhere. So I think that's a positive thing. He's pretty long for his size. He's only 21. So that's good for the Bulls. I like that. I have let's see, any other pros other than getting the fourth pick? That was my last
Yep.
one.
Yep. That's what I had down as my last one too. Like, cool. We got the fourth pick. It worked out.
Yeah, yeah. And this is what the new lottery system will be doing now. Is like the guy. I think they finished ninth overall, like worst team. So hey, jumping up in the draft. Okay, let's go to cons. Give me your first con for the Bulls.
In Bulls fashion, it's just the return they got for their assets.
Yeah.
Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu. Again, these guys showed enough potential. I get why they moved on from them, right? If you're the Bulls, you're probably not going to be awesome anytime soon. Plus, you got the fourth pick, right? Which you're on the edge of guard. And some of the things I've seen, like Boozer might go second now, and maybe Peterson falls to you at 4, right? And then there's your guard or whatever. But again, to have those guys for so long on good contracts and in all of this, not to get a first, not to get a player that even really matters. Now, maybe they can rehab Dillingham or whatever, but that seems like a long shot.
What about Ivy?
But again, yeah, as long as it's not Pride Night, maybe you can get him to shoot. But like again, like to have these guys who are we've seen contribute in big games in the play-in, in the playoffs, and you've been on the Bulls, and you're like, hey, we got like some second-round picks and Rob Dillingham for him. Less than ideal.
Not just that, but like, so think of who they got in their trade deadline. They got Ivy, Sexton, Dillingham, and for Anthony Simons. It's all guards. It's like all guards. It's like, what are you guys doing? You're just accumulating a bunch of guards. Even the Ivy thing, they released him, but it's like, I don't know, like, so I guess he would have been a free agent anyway, and they went to probably re-sign him, so it didn't matter. But it's just kind of just like all this is just a waste to them. So I guess we'll see, but I'm with you on the trade deadline stuff. It just we didn't understand when it was happening, and it baffles me even more as I looked over it again.
It's shocking. No.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, another con I had was Patrick Williams. His offense is just not there. He shot 37% from three. Great. Do you know what he shot from the field? 34%. How are you missing that many twos?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what in the world is going on, Patrick Williams? And remember, me and you were talking a couple years ago where they wouldn't trade for him for Jeremy Grant. So this goes back to like people overvaluing their own assets when they have a potential to make a move that could help them to contend at the time, right? So it just the fall of Patrick Williams, his offense. I think he only started 4 games. He played all season, but like he clearly. He started 6 games. I'm sorry. So, anywho, I got those reversed. Actually, he shot 37% from the field and 34% from three. But still, I don't know how you're missing that many twos. That's ridiculous to be at 37% from the field from twos. I don't know. Anyway.
Yep.
Anyway, go ahead.
You beat me to it. I have Patrick Williams down too. Again, not that Jeremy Grant has been a panacea, but
no.
We always said that, like you hope that Patrick Williams turns into Jeremy Grant.
That's it.
That would be a long shot at this point. And to see him, I think the third season ago, he shot like 39% from three. And since then it's been around like 34 and just hasn't taken that leap. And I think they signed him like 5 years, 100 million. Like it might even be like a flat $20 million a year. That progressively looks worse, but it's still hard to get rid of because he can't start on this team. Like he didn't start on this team. Like who's trading for that? Unless you're like a bottom team and you just want to let him cook.
Or if another team's just trying to get off a contract and because they have so much cap room, he might just be included the trade to make the money work. Yeah, exactly. Any another con?
My last one, and maybe this will change going forward because they got a new front office. They're bringing in a new coach. Like, just a plan.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get a plan here. We have some players, like you said, you traded Dosunmu and Kobe White, and you ended up with like Dillingham, Simons, Pistons guy, like
Ivy, Sexton,
yeah. Like you made all these. Like, now what are we doing with that? Like they're just blocking each other, especially if you bring back Ivy. Like, cool. What are we doing there? And Josh Giddey is technically your point guard, so we got to come up with a plan. Maybe they can finally get there because now the GM and that can pick a coach, can set something. You got the fourth pick. If it comes to Caleb Wilson or whatever, and you have the upside, awesome. Maybe we can get something cooking there. But we don't have a plan yet. We haven't seen a plan actually activated for the Bulls in a while.
Yep, I agree. I like that one. Yep. We'll see if they do anything. Okay, what would you have done different for them this season?
It's tough to say. Like for me, the cons are kind of like, what would I do different? Like I think you got to maximize your team, and they haven't done that yet. And you know, maybe you maximized last year because you got the fourth pick, but it's hard to say what to do different because I still think it came down to like getting stuff for your players, and they
Yep.
didn't do it. And I guess if I would go back, it would be the same thing. You got to do better for guys that we saw could contribute in the playoffs, and then to get some fifth round picks and a guy that flamed out in Minnesota that couldn't play.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I had. Just get more value for your stuff. Like it's okay if you got to trade AO if you feel like okay, we trade them. There's a lot of, but for 4 second or 5 second round picks or whatever it was that they trade, it's like you know like and then guards and more guards. It's like what are we doing here anyway? Okay, grade their season.
I gave him three. The fourth pick kind of helped out. I should probably bump that down to like 2.5 because I just pooped all over the Desumu and Kobe White,
Yeah,
Kobe
sure.
White trades. But I think with Bazelis, with Giddy, and getting the fourth pick in what seems to be like a tier for four guys, at least top level guys, you got there.
Yeah.
You got the fourth one. So crazier things have happened with dudes falling.
Yeah, I agree. I had him at 3. This is kind of what we expected from him, as far as where they'd finish on the season. I think there's some positive with Bucelis and Giddy, and then we had the negative with the trade deadline and not getting enough value. But getting the fourth pick is huge, so 3 stars. Okay, off season. Let's get the thing up. They have $58 million in cap room. I think that's now up. It's actually like 65, actually. So just throwing that out there. They have a bunch of contracts, free agents, and team and restricted players as well. Um, for Anthony Simon's probably the most important player of that group. Um, okay, Clint. And then, like we mentioned, they got the fourth overall pick. So, what do you think they need to do this offseason? What do you expect them to do?
So I think it starts with the draft. Because I think it'll be telling, do you get, does Boozer falls to 4? Does he end up, going 2? I think Bill Simmons, I didn't get to listen to it yet, but I saw a clip that he thought the Jazz would take him at 2. Um, Caleb Wilson is more a project, maybe fits into this a little better, but like, maybe you start considering the options of what if Darren Peterson falls all the way to 4? Like, does that change your offseason when it comes to Josh Giddey, when it comes to Colin Sexton, right? Rob Dillingham, you traded for all these guards, and what if the supposed best guard falls to you? So I think for the Bulls, look, we got to stay young. We got to make plays around the edges. I think you're finally getting to, maybe you could just sign Desundu back. No, I
There you
think
go.
you're getting to the point where like maybe we can get a plan. And I know you got a lot of cap space. Use the cap space to take on a iffy contract and get some assets. Because I don't think you can make a move for this team and instantly put you up into the top 4 of the East.
Yeah, and when you make those moves, just even if you take on some contracts, like I thought, even be a part of a 3 team deal that you might absorb some money for a 3 team trade to happen, but you get competent players. Like even if it's a bad contract, just make or not a great contract, make sure they're competent players because you're trying to grow your young guys. And they need competency around them in order to succeed. So I think that's important. If Peterson, I wonder if he fell that far, if there would be a team that would offer the Bulls a ton to get up there too as well. So that might be another thing they'd have to consider.
Yeah, and I mean if you think he's available and you want to put an offer sheet to like Peyton Watson or something, like a
Mhm.
young guy that you can pay that, okay, this guy could play a couple spots on our team and grow with it, great. But, I wouldn't go out and start blowing my money to be like, let's juice it and try to get Austin Reeves
Right,
and be
correct.
like,
Yeah,
oh, hey, here we go. Cause I don't think we're there yet.
I agree with that. Okay, long shot. What do you got for a long shot for the Bulls?
I put my long shot that Peterson falls to 4 and maybe look at trading Josh Giddey.
Okay.
'Cause I think it'd be tough to have. Like, you could make it work, Peterson, and because Peterson did just play off ball in Kansas for the second half of the year, but I'll just settle with Peterson falls to 4. It falls in your lap. We just got the guy that some people thought was like Kobe-esque in his high school videos, and you get him at 4, and maybe he can solve some of those problems of spacing and shooting. And heck, even if it's Caleb Wilson, he's more of a project, but that dude is toolsy and looks like with some good coaching, especially if you hire, I think the front runner is the Minnesota assistant Nori or whatever. Like, if you get a good guy in there, I think Caleb Wilson's one of those dudes. If you can get him at 4 and get a coach who teaches them some technique in that, like, he could be a monster. And I think that's where you go.
Okay, I like it. I also would say long shot, they do need a big guy, and I know that will hamper their floor spacing a little bit, but like it's almost like let's get a good roster and then we'll focus on the rest of it. So I could see a long shot of them offering some sort of restricted free agents like Kessler or Duran, a big contract, try to get those young guys in there. Another guy is Mitch Robinson. He is a free agent, so they could offer him some money to come and be their center. And then I'll bring him up again. I just think Rudy Gobert might be needed to be moved if there was a Minnesota trying to make a big move. So they could take on Rudy Gobert along with maybe some assets to help their defense, getting them a real big guy that can board and defend because they had one of the worst defenses this year. He'll help with that, their defense.
Yeah, I was scrolling through too. I saw Mitch Robinson. I know the spacing would be tough, but again, you just need a guy that can fill some space. And you're spot on with Rudy Gobert. I know his contract is like, especially as he gets older.
Yeah.
But again, if you're the Bulls and you're thinking about, hey, we're trying to incrementally get better, and we can put a competent center back there and you might get a first round pick taking Rudy Gobert and not Trey and Ayo Dosunmu. But if you can take those assets on again, you're not going to be awesome. And I think Rudy has 2 years left. And look, you could probably move him on the last year of his deal. So
right. And you're not paying Bacelis or whatever rookie you draft until after he's gone anyway. So his contract is not going to affect that. So yeah, I just think like some of the times we forget that like you got to actually have a competent team to help these young guys grow. And if you're lacking a center, it's hard for a team to grow together because, a center is super important. It's almost funny. It's easier to win with lack of floor spacing in the NBA versus not having a legitimate big dude at times, right? Because like you could say like the Magic and the Pistons both have really bad floor spacing, but they found a way to get to the playoffs, right? But legitimate big dudes are important. Okay, anything else for the Bulls?
I don't think so. Hopefully this is the start of well, it's hard to say it's a Bucks fan, but for the sake of that franchise, hopefully this is where we start to turn the corner finally.
Yeah, correct. Okay, for everybody listening, let us know in the comments down below what you would do if you were the Bulls this offseason and what you grade this past season for them. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Clint, anything else? Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.